Hi guys, welcome to GAK. My name's Lee Wraith from Laney Amplification and I'm here today to show you the brand new for 2018 Laney IRT-SLS. Now this is a 300 watt or 0 to 300 watt head in a package that weighs 3.5 kilos and as you can see is super compact. It features 3 channels. We've got a clean channel which is on at the moment. We've got a rhythm channel and we've also got a lead channel and this really snazzy little red lit up LED logo, which is super cool. I'm going to try and do this whilst looking at it as well. So each of the channels has an EQ setting. So if we're on the clean channel, that shares its 3-band EQ with the rhythm channel. Just go back over to that. And each of the EQ bands, so bass, middle, treble, is pullable. Let's try and spin that so you can see that. And that means you can just basically dial in a huge array of different tones from your guitar or whatever you're trying to do. And now the cool thing about the Ironheart range is, yes, they look quite metal looking, and they're synonymous with that because the lead channels are incredibly high gain. However, they're super versatile studio amps. So the clean channel has absolutely tons of headroom, so you can get really nice clean tones out of it, nice funk tones, nice jazz tones. The reverb is really nice, so you can get some nice ambient tones too. Onto the rhythm channel, which is just a flick of a switch, and that brings in this gain and volume here. So that allows you to go from kind of a bluesy type of tone right the way up to full-on metal, almost getting a lead tone out of that gain channel. Okay, then we have a lead channel 2, and that has its own separate 3-band EQ. It again all push pullable. So super versatile. This is all on a foot switch, an FS4 foot switch, which comes included. And if that wasn't enough for you, on both the clean and the rhythm and lead channels, there is a pre-boost, which basically acts like a boost pedal, which you can set up. Now, I was doing some examples earlier. That is just the clean channel with the boost enabled to give you kind of that country spank, country solo type of spank. But you can use this full blown out on the lead channel if you wanted to, with the gain all the way up. So there's more gain than you will ever possibly want or need on the lead channel. So you've gone from super clean funk right the way through to the most powerful lead tones before you've even had to, lug this about too much. It's super light, super versatile. cool thing about this, I'll finish off the front panel in a second. If I spin this round, if I switch it off, it's all the interconnectivity that you've got. So this can run without being plugged into a speaker, but it can be powered by, you can plug this into a speaker as well, and you have standard jack to jack and speak on connectors for that, should you wish to, but it will run without one. And that's because it features the TUSB, which is something that features on many Laney amps, tube to USB. And this basically means that you can record this directly to your DAW of choice. And when you do, you get two channels, left and right. The left channel is completely dry. It's the dry signal of your guitar going through this, bypassed and straight to that channel. The right channel is whatever tone you've dialed in on this amp. Now, the super cool thing about that is that you can reamp that dry signal. So let's say you played the best solo you've ever played or the best riff you've ever played, but you didn't quite get the tone right. You're able to play back that dry signal back into this amp. So you're basically going out of the reamp, send into the front of the amp, and then you can record a completely new tone, but using that dry signal you've already recorded. And that actually goes for not only into this amp, you could send that to an amp in 10 years time. You've got a completely different amp, you've got that reamp capability, you could send it to the front of that amp. So it means you can share dry signals across the world with people, and they could run it into their various different amplifiers and devices. It doesn't have to be a Laney out, it just shows you have that capability. So we also have a DI out section. That's super useful if you wanted to go straight into a PA, and you've got a couple of speaker emulations as well, which you can use or not use at your leisure, and an overall output for your DI. If you're not getting enough from your sound person in the foldback, you could just turn it up there. Okay, so that's covered the DI out, the USB. You've got headphone sockets for silent practice again, doesn't have to be plugged in while you're doing that. An auxiliary in for your backing tracks and a level for that. You've got an effects loop. These are your various different connections for the foot switch. This is for the FS4 that comes with it, but you can have extra ones on there to control different functions as you see fit. So super connectivity, super versatile. Now I'll get onto this section of the amp. We've got an overall tone control. So this basically works like the tone control on your guitar. So let's say you're in your practice room. Let's say you get to a gig and the sound check, and you dial in the perfect tone. The room is empty. The band are playing, everything's sounding great. And then the room fills up with all your adoring fans, and your amp just doesn't sound the same because the dynamics of the room have changed. Rather than you tweaking the tones, the free band EQ of the amp, you can just go to the overall tone control and either darken it or brighten it up. So that's what that's there for, really. And that features on a number of Laney amps. We've got a really nice reverb, as I've shown you some examples of that. And then here is the interesting thing. So you can run this at 1 watt to 60 watts, or you can pull on this dial, and that will take you from 3 to 300 watts. And whatever setting you have it on, it won't blow your speaker. So when you're running at 300 watts, you're only going to get what your speaker can actually manage. But it just has that power and capability. I took this to Italy recently on a masterclass tour. Just put this in my hand luggage, super easy, went straight through customs and excise and security. It was no bother at all. It weighs next to nothing. I could just plug it straight into the random cab that was there, dial in a good tone, and I was good to go. Super easy. So there we are. It's powered by an ECC83 tube. That's what gives it its tube power. And then we've got what's called a high power monoblock, which is basically the thing that's pushing it into the stratosphere in terms of RMS wattage output. we go. That is the Laney IRT-SLS, brand new for 2018 from Laney. If you want to know more about it, just click on the link in the description of this video, which will take you to all the specification and pricing from the guys at GAK. And if you've enjoyed this demo and review, please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and all of that jazz. So until next time, take care.